Louisville Ladder welcomes you to the C.L.I.M.B Academy, our comprehensive safety training program. Since 1946, Louisville Ladder has led the industry in building safe, high-quality climbing products. We've also been an outspoken promoter of user safety. Every product we build is designed to meet or exceed the rigorous safety standards of ANSI, OSHA, and CSA. And our engineers work closely with ANSI to develop safety codes for the entire ladder industry. But even though we build safe products, it's up to you to learn how to use them safely. Every year, more than 160,000 people in the United States suffer ladder-related injuries, and more than 100 people die from ladder-related injuries each year. Studies show that 90% of these injuries could have been avoided if workers had been properly trained. That's why we started C.L.I.M B Academy. Let's introduce the meaning of C.L.I.M B. C.L.I.M.B. C stands for Choose the Right Scaffold. We'll show you how to determine the best scaffold for the job. L stands for Look closely for damaged or missing parts. You'll learn how to properly inspect scaffolds for damage or missing parts. I stands for Implement a safe setup routine. We'll show you how to ensure a safe, stable setup for your scaffold. M stands for Move slowly and carefully. We'll discuss the proper way to climb and descend a scaffold. B stands for Become a scaffold safety expert. We'll cover everything you need to know about how to properly use and care for your scaffold. Now let's apply the C.L.I.M B guidelines to rolling scaffolds. Choose the right scaffold. When choosing a scaffold, you must consider the load capacity and height. The platform size of the scaffold affects the load capacity. Check the label on the scaffold to confirm the load capacity. When choosing the appropriate load capacity, consider your weight plus the weight of any tools or materials you may be using while working on it. Never exceed the designated load capacity. Once you've determined the platform size and load capacity, you must decide how much height you need. Louisville Ladder brand scaffolds can stack 2 6-foot-high units plus 1 3-foot extender for a maximum height of 15 feet. Anything higher than 15 feet violates OSHA and ANSI safety rules. Once you've chosen the right scaffold for the job, it's time to look closely for damage or missing parts. Begin by checking the labels. Make sure they're attached and readable. Next, examine the components of the scaffold including trusses and end frame welds, ensuring nothing is broken, bent, or damaged. Confirm that all moving parts are operating properly. All casters should rotate smoothly, and it should be easy to lock them into position. Make sure the spring pins on each truss operate freely. Finally, check the end frames for slippery materials like oil or grease. Once your scaffold has passed inspection, you are ready for the I in C.L.I.M B. Implement a safe setup routine. To make sure your scaffold is set up securely, it's good to develop a setup routine. First, clear the floor surrounding your scaffold of any debris. Even smaller items like screws and nails can make your scaffold unstable. Next, make sure any nearby doors and the work area around your scaffold are clearly marked with caution tape. Always keep an eye out for electrical hazards. Never position your scaffold near electrical cables. You can now safely set up your scaffold. First, attach 1 truss to 2 frames by pulling the L-shaped lock pin on the truss to the disengaged position. While holding the L-shaped pin in the disengaged position, place the truss to the U-channel on the frame at the desired height. Release the pin, making sure it fully engages into the proper hole on the frame leg. Attach the second truss to the other side of the frames in the same fashion. Install the platform on the top of the trusses so that it fully sits within the inner channel on top of the trusses. Rotate the platform clips into the engaged position. Install casters into the frame legs and pin them with lock pins. If you're creating a unit that's taller than 6 feet, you must include a handrail. If you're creating a scaffold 10 or more feet high, you must install outriggers. The outrigger will increase the footprint of the base, adding stability. While a fully assembled scaffold can be easily moved, never move a scaffold with people or equipment on it. Once you've positioned your scaffold, lock down each wheel. Now we're ready for the next step in C.L.I.M B. Move slowly and carefully. When you're climbing up or down a scaffold, Maintain 3 points of contact at all times. Wear clean, slip-resistant footwear and always face toward the scaffold as you are climbing and stepping onto the end frame below the plank. Always climb over the end rail and don't swing around on the end frame. Follow these rules closely to avoid serious injury. Finally, we reach the B in C.L.I.M.B. Become a scaffold safety expert. Remember, when working on a scaffold, always keep your body within the footprint of the board. Never overreach. When loading equipment onto a scaffold, do so cautiously to prevent tipping. When using a scaffold with guardrails, be sure to close the gate and never stand on any component of the guardrail to gain additional height. Never try to move a scaffold with people or equipment on it. Practice proper maintenance by keeping it clean and lubricating moving parts regularly. Clean up spills immediately and always keep an eye out for wet paint, grease, or any other material that may cause the steps of your scaffold to become slippery. Now that you know what it takes to be a scaffold safety expert, it's time to put what you've learned into practice. Let's review the C.L.I.M.B guidelines once more. Choose the right scaffold. Look closely for damage or missing parts. Implement a safe setup routine. Move slowly and carefully when climbing or descending a scaffold. Become a scaffold safety expert. We hope the Louisville Ladder Climb Academy has given you a solid understanding of scaffold safety. For questions or additional information, call us at 1-800-666-2811. To see the full line of Louisville Ladder products, visit our website at www.louisvilleladder.com.